So, speaking of bringing things down, D23 was this weekend, and there were some announcements that came out of it. But the most important thing that we learned this weekend is Disney is completely out of ideas. They announced all of their upcoming movies that are planned, and most of them are sequels or remakes of old movies. Obviously, everyone knows about Snow White. That's been back and forth for a long time.
Oh yeah, that's got
being worked
controversy
on.
too.
Tron 3, Freakier Friday.
That's dumb. I'm sorry.
They did announce some Marvel stuff, but hold on, we'll get that in a second. Obviously, Daredevil Born Again. We've been talking about that. Ironheart. It is official. It's back on the calendar. There was back and forth. It looked like it was quietly canceled at one point, but it definitely came out. But where was the there'll be another Andor season 2.
That's got promise though, and there's only so far they can go with that, but because of the timeline.
Here are the other sequels. Frozen 3. Seriously? Frozen 3, Zootopia 2, Incredibles 3,
Incredible.
Toy Story 5, an Inside Out TV show, another Avatar movie, Moana 2. What is going on?
Didn't Craig T. Nelson die? Isn't he dead?
Wait, which movie are we talking about?
Incredibles.
Either way, to Dave's point, and they don't need Incredibles 3 because they're doing Fantastic Four. So I think that the dumbest thing about Incredibles 3. But to Dave's point, anything that's not Star Wars on this list, is just a sequel or some shit. And Marvel, because you've got Ironheart.
They obviously they talked about Daredevil Born Again, Agatha All Along. There was a trailer released for that, a new trailer.
Not unsurprising. I only care about Star Wars and Marvel shit on this.
True. But
Toy Story, a live action version of Lilo and Stitch, which seems ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. Toy Story 5, I'm sorry, but Toy Story 4 was pushing it, but they ended it so well that should have been the end of it. There's
Toy Story should not be reaching Friday the 13th levels of sequel numbers.
Obviously, they're going to space, right?
Our good friend 8-Bit Ray is chiming in. Disney milking their properties for everything they're worth. That's definitely what it feels like.
Well, yes, and that should not be unexpected, though. I will say that. Disney is the Unicron of IPs, right? It just goes around, sucks them in, eats them up, chews them up.
Thrawn. Mufasa, bitches. Yeah, they're doing a prequel, I guess, The Lion King called Mufasa.
Hey,
Mufasa is a great character, is a great influential character to many people. But leave it lie. Leave him in this legendary status.
The one thing you can say is that at least in that movie, they allowed the animal faces to emote, whereas the live action remake of Lion King, they said, "Oh, we're going to make it so realistic that it's just them moving the lips of the animals, no expression at all, and just takes so much out of it."
Somebody should have stopped when they said, "Let's do a live action version," which it's CGI, so it's not live action of The Lion King. Someone should have said, "Hey, no, this is where we got to draw the line. Stop it. This doesn't make sense."
They've ruined everything with these live action remakes. It's just Tron. I have some hope for, but Tron 2 wasn't that great. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't that great. I really hope that they do a lot better and come back up to what the first one was.
Ray's got an excellent point. James Earl Jones AI incoming because
you're
right. He sold his rights to them to be able to use his voice.
He's Darth Vader forever.
Yeah.
And Mufasa apparently
will be dead. James Earl Jones will face We'll avoid Darth Vader.
I smell an Oscar and Grammy for Lin Manuel. Thrawn, what are you drinking tonight?
Yeah, Lin Manuel is good, but he's had some stinkers too. Like he's a little bit like he's good. I mean, better than most, but he's still not really consistent. You know, so it depends on what they put him on and how, I guess how much interest he's got in it. But then again, you know, like monkeys and typewriters, right? The more you put him on, you know, he'll at least a few are going to be winners. So
the Daft Punk remix album is insane. Of the best albums ever, I'll die on that hill. Okay, Thrawn.
Daft Punk remix. You're talking by Pentatonics? Because I know they did some of his stuff, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah, you're right. They're out of.
I'm so confused, and it's weird because they can. That's the other thing with these announcements is they can intermix the Disney and the Marvel and the Star Wars stuff to make it seem more like we've got original ideas coming, but those companies are also still treated separate. Like they're under Disney, but Lucasfilm and Marvel still do their own thing. So
well, yeah, but they still have creative control. And here's the problem. Like every time a competitor comes up to start challenging them, you know, and the competitors will come up and have like, you know, really new storylines and all this cool stuff. Then Disney buys them out and they become, you know, this train mix of, you know, this train wreck of well, you know, you did that. Let's do a 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then, you know, and then maybe dissolve your studio.
The Tron soundtrack remix. Okay.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Tron Kill.
So people need to stop selling their company then and just say like, hey, no, we're not going to sell to you, but we'll lease our show to you for your streaming service.
Right.
That's why Disney does it. You know. But hey, all shit talking aside, I'm stoked for Andor season 2. I'm so happy that was officially announced. I can't wait.
I get that.
That's going to be a good one.
So I guess I need to watch season 1. I don't have.
There's where the highfalutin writing is for Star Wars, guys. Like
the
Star Wars, I admit, Star Wars is not like creme de la creme writing here. But if you want good hoity-toity writing, Andor is it. Andor is like the adult Star Wars.
And there should be hope for Daredevil Born Again too, right? Like that.
Oh yeah.
We have hope for.
I do.
We hope.
Yeah.
Well, according to Cable, dubstep's for pussies.
Oh
no. yeah, it's true. I'm sorry, but I side with Deadpool on that. I like dubstep.
Hassan says it's Andor is the best Disney show produced. Wow, that is powerful words.
That's like it's not really arguable either. It is one of the best things that was ever done for Star Wars.
I'm telling you, the characters in that show, Luthen, the guy that is played by Skarsgård, is like my new favorite Star Wars character. That's why I'm so stoked about Andor season 2.
All these Skarsgårds, they're always good in whatever they do.
By the way, Kassan, this is my top tier. Star Wars is my top tier, buddy. Like, so absolutely, I'm not.
Oh, yeah, that
Andor is the Wire of Star Wars.
That checks out, man.
He loves that. He loves the Wire show. I remember that much.
Okay, here's a question. Tron 1 is loved by nerds, but was a box office flop. Tron 2, I still don't think did that great.
It didn't do that great.
Right. Why are they making a Tron 3?
Because
I don't know. I grew up.
Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead, Don.
I grew up watching the first Tron on VHS over and over and over again, almost like Star Wars. And it was video game related, you know, so it was cool. And it was really like one of your first computer generated sort of movies, you know. I mean, it looks like crap now if you look at it, but back then it was like, oh, hey, look at this. I never bothered to watch the next Tron, you know, like, so yeah, I don't understand why they're making a third one at all. I don't think it's a popular. I think if you made some cool fucking video game and got people into that, then you could, maybe bring Tron back into the fold. But just, yeah, as a movie, no one cares.
You know what the spiritual successor to Tron really is? It's the very first computer generated cartoon of all time, Reboot, which took that idea and ran with it. And if those of you, again, this is old guys. Reboot was it was done by a studio called
Canadian.
Mainframe, and it was the very first computer generated show. And the storyline was awesome, and it explored basically way deeper than Tron. What happens to the life of programs and everything on a mainframe, and when the internet attacked and all that. It's really cool. So,
and in a way, right, the Tron concept has been done like umpteen times, really. I mean, not Tron, but like you're saying, Reboot, anywhere. What's that Samurai Ninja Squad back then, where they went into hyperspace and somehow fought monsters inside computers? Like, yeah, we've been doing that shtick, and then Matrix ultimately, right? Like,
yeah.
So yeah, we kind of been there. It's kind of been done better already.
I never connected Matrix to that, but you're right. But then again, Tron had a much like the Matrix wasn't that close to the original concept of Tron. I mean, it had a riff on it. But if they do Tron 3 well, maybe they can reclaim some of that nostalgia and maybe push the envelope. It's a chance to push the envelope of that kind of genre, which it is kind of a genre. Now we've mentioned all the stuff that seems to have come from the original. And I don't think the original looks that bad. I mean, like, talk about it in a day when CGI was in its infancy, computers were still in their infancy, and they had to hand draw every freaking cell on the film, with the highlights, like, oh my god.
What hurts that for me is like, that the ultimate bad guy in the first Tron, how he's just like the face in the light. When South Park came came around and they did Moses, who was asking for macaroni artwork, and I don't know if you guys ever saw it, but it looks just like that. So ever since then, I just laugh at it.
I get it.
Anyway,
Superhuman.
Yeah, we go.
Squad. I thought it was Big Bad Beetleborgs, but okay,
Well, that too. But I knew if I was going to talk about some Saban stuff, Ray would have my back. So
all the Power Ranger knockoffs. Yeah.
It's funny because on Tron 3 is supposedly the characters enter the real world. I had heard
that was the idea originally.
Yeah, and like I had heard something about that a while ago, and I thought, oh, they're not actually going to make this movie, but yeah. Like the Matrix, yeah, they did. They entered other people's bodies, but yes, I mean that's the only way a computer could do it, right? You'd have to like jack into someone, so
or create a clone, or it'd be interesting. I'll be interested to see where it goes. We'll probably talk about it when it comes out.
Oh, I'm sure.
Hopefully in a good way.
We got a lot that we're going to talk about when they come out.
Next.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Superhero Speak podcast. And don't forget to watch us live every Sunday night right here on this channel.
While you're here, hit the subscribe button and click the bell for notifications so you won't miss out on any of our great upcoming content.
Speaking of content, don't forget to check out our website, superheroespeak.com, where you can find the podcast, links to our social media, merch, comic reviews, and so much more. That's superheroespeak.com.
Thanks for watching, and don't let your cape be caught in the door. See you next time.